This is Tactical Sloth's coupon run for CQB Brutality 2023. Starting off, we
Thumbs down, thumbs down.
have a live targets here that you take out with the pistol. Now, this is the first stage of the day, and, that's always a little bit rough. But not doing nearly as terribly on this as I would have done a year ago when this event was Desert Brutality. This range at this time of year.
1, 2, 3.
Takes me a second, but I get there.
2.
You're out.
Really shouldn't be a reload on that, but that's how it goes sometimes. Honestly, not super difficult targets, I just kind of suck.
3. 1, 2, 3. 1,
Straighten your
2, 3.
And then we move on to the poppers here. Theoretically, the harder targets, and yet I have no problem at all.
And dry fire
That's
down.
fun.
Racket.
Alright, you clear your pistol and show that. And after a painfully slow
that nylon
holstering,
holster.
I get to move on to the next bay here.
I'll call it once you leave. Right.
You need to do a full rotation of this water tank here. It is not actually as hard as it look. I just did a fantastic job of getting it stuck on the hill there, like a dumbass.
I like that mouth mag.
Under the table.
Of note, I am retaining my mag because I really shouldn't have needed to do a magazine change in the previous bay, but I did. And here we go. Same, more or less.
Correct grip, straighten your arms, correct stance, and do it.
1, 2, 3. 1.
I'm more warmed up now, so I am a bit more consistent.
Reloading.
Seems to always take me at least a magazine to, well, suck
Don't
less.
spank it so hard.
2.
I assume that better consistency comes with more experience, but,
3.
well, I'll get there.
Slightly to the left.
Good.
And again, for some reason, the poppers are easier.
One more in the center.
Middle.
No reason for that.
And you need 3 on that center target. 1, 2.
And even the smaller target.
Show clear.
Fuck yeah.
Under par, at least.
Crack the slide. Okay, dry fire. Hey, stand by.
Next stage of the day, you get to shoot left-handed on the left-hand targets and right-handed on the right-hand targets.
1, 2. Move on
Killed
to the
that
next one.
target. That was not the goal there, but
2,
just a bonus.
1.
3 hits
Go
on each.
back and give me 3. Hey, you need to get 3 on
3
both
hits on
of
each.
those.
Got ahead of myself since the other target just died before I got the third shot.
3.
But anything
to the
pistol
right.
caliber
Right
here,
Hands.
which I think actually
Good.
everything need to be pistol caliber here, unless you had a shotgun, which I think you used bird
1,
there.
2, 3.
You need to get 3 hits.
Now you're set up to load left-handed.
Target. 2, 3.
That's it.
1, 2, 3. Move.
Alright, and then I get to move on to the next couple of targets. The lean here is a little awkward.
1, 2, 3.
Wasn't so bad for the further out target, but the further in target, it's a little more severe.
2. Hey, come over to the left side.
And as I recall, it was actually worse on the left-hand side. Something about the angle there was not quite even with how it was set up for the right.
2, 3.
You can see me leaning out further and further, trying to get that angle there.
Down low.
I wasn't next to you, so I don't know if it's your...
Ended up being easier to do it one-handed, in fact.
2, 3. Unload, show me clear. Like it, hammer down, holster.
Holster. Yep, so you gotta switch to the left side. Here's another thing. Come on, brace.
Mage is moving back in anticipation of me moving into the next bay. However, that holster is still really, really slow.
Try to neutralize the targets on the right first.
And I'm gonna par out here because I honestly took too much time there,
Both feet in the box.
if I remember correctly.
Time!
Yep, there it is.
Alright. Clear. Alright, shooter ready. Stand by.
This stage starts with a bunch of optional bonus targets. You
little bit
have
higher.
the option to use your first 30 seconds in this
You're right
bay.
at the neckline. Drop the mag, drop the
I
mag.
opted to shoot only these cardboard targets with my rifle,
Clear.
Bam.
swing it, and go.
and then clear and move on to the next bay. And, I was hoping to not do it again,
Knock him down.
but I felt like I could get through this one, and there we go.
Into the
the
box. Load up.
Of note, these cardboard
Take a
targets
couple
need
steps
to
back for these
be
paper
headshots.
targets on your left.
So that did not apply to shotguns, but it did apply to rifle caliber. And I believe you had the option of doing this pistol caliber also, and that would
Right,
also
Come
require a
towards the
headshot.
middle. Get those 2 targets into the left-hand side.
Drop the mag and clear.
My goodness, my slinging is awkward. That's probably something I need to work on. Honestly, though, it did get out of the way for the pistol shooting. That wasn't too bad.
Have to knock him down. Left edge, you have to knock him down.
This particular one was weighed so that you had to hit it on the left edge. If you were hitting in the center, it would not go down. Once I get
Careful
the
moving
hang
backwards.
of
Come to your right.
shooting these, I don't do too
There you go,
badly.
there's 3 targets there.
I was finding it
Use both
easier
hands.
on the previous target that I only use one hand. I eventually do switch back to two-handed over here, but on those hard
Don't
lanes,
put your thumb behind it. Don't put your
this
thumb
one
behind
isn't
it.
so hard.
Thumb on the same side as the gun.
Apparently, I put my thumbs somewhere stupid. I'm a
Well.
bit of jackass sometimes. But hey, I was not the only person to do that on that day, and someone else didn't have anyone yelling at them for it, so they got a big ass cut instead.
Hammer down. Holster. Understand the course of fire. Shooter, are you
Okay,
ready?
so
Shooter
for this
ready. Stand by.
by making some quick shots out of the window
5
here,
on the way.
and then moving on to the boards to do the rest of the shot.
Go. 5.
You can see the rifle there on the table. In theory, for the two-gun version of this stage, you should switch over the rifle before you get to the last port and engage those targets that are cardboard in the front and back. Unfortunately, I completely eat shit on the stage, and Don't get that far.
Your sight's right up against the wood. You don't want that.
Mage did mention here that I had my sight right up against the
Danielle,
wood,
go big, go
and
little.
that triggered a malfunction.
Confidence up.
And that didn't really do me any favors. Fortunately,
little.
I didn't
Big
break the
little.
sight itself, just caused the gun to not cycle.
Hit!
Now I switch over to the larger side of the Know Your Limits target, which was a improvement on how things were going up till then. Apparently starting on the small side and going
Make sure you're not
larger
hitting the slide on the top of the
for
port.
me.
There you go.
Once I start getting my hits, I keep getting my hits, or more or less.
I really do find it.
That small one's still pretty
Get to the
small.
blue port.
Blue port on the ground.
And it is just about time for another malfunction here.
What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I? Yeah.
Some people seem to be able to compensate for these weird
Gotta have a
positions.
tighter grip if you're gonna have your elbows bent like that.
Like, I have just
But,
4 mags.
I really only practice shooting through ports at matches. I really need to get one for home, because although some folks seem to be able to just apply their general physical skills to making this work out for them, even the same kind of situation, I don't seem to be able to do that.
I started going to the gym like 6 months ago when I was
There you go.
But,
gear.
slowly picking my way through this course here. None of these shots are actually super duper difficult or anything.
30-second warning.
I just suck at it.
Watch your thumb locations.
Bike or do the rowing.
Hi. My main thing is like right now, the revolution is going to have to be fought in air conditioning.
I do end up parring out here in a minute here, so I don't end up getting to the rifle portion, unfortunately,
I left.
which
I left.
is also
Down to the right.
easiest of targets here for two gun.
Time! Unload, show me clear.
All right, you ready?
This stage went a bit better for
Bye.
me. You start out shooting from the wobble bridge. You are shooting at those high cardboard targets there. Those were,
Table.
Not too
Everything
hard.
stays in.
though you always kind of
Right.
wonder when you've got that bit of wobble, your sight
Take your
doesn't
time.
stay where it would if you were shooting on solid ground.
All right, left side.
But I make my hits. I did actually end up shooting this clean. You run up to the next shooting position here. And then you shoot at the targets in front of you there. Of note, for these ones, you need to be shooting and hitting in the brown cardboard. Black cardboard does not count.
Right side.
That is treated as hardcover.
Run down. In the box. 3 hits
So
on
you
each.
need to know where your rounds are going to end up when you are shooting at this range, which not everyone had figured out. So there were actually a surprising number of people who did not shoot those targets clean. Of course, in general, people may
Three
have
on each.
in other places. If they were generally a good shooter and just weren't used to shooting a rifle that range. It's a little hard to see on the video here, but I am shooting at a dark target that is very much in shadow, whereas I am in the bright sunlight. Not really great for visibility, but we get there.
Bolt release.
Eventually.
No.
Nope.
Need one more. In the mosque. Here you go, go. the
Alright,
spinner.
and then we're moving on to the end here. The last thing to do is a required spinner. I do not get the spinner, so I do receive a penalty for this stage, but so did a lot of other people. Spinners are hard, man, and I didn't really leave myself a lot of time.
Bottom.
You can hear them making hits.
Hard out.
Ah,
Not-
spinners.
Yeah.
This is one of the stages that
Of choice.
went
Woo!
as well as, or I think actually better than it did on my P60 day. Although, unfortunately, on both days, I did struggle somewhat
On
with
the yellow
the
dot.
light situation. I
Da-da-da.
color a lot for my general vision, and when something
Thumbs
is
down,
in
frit in your arms.
shadow,
You got this.
I have the sun glaring directly into my eyes, I really struggle to see faraway targets. You can see that the pistol here, not really a problem. You're just knocking out
See if I can get a good.
Right through
bunch
the
of shots
thing.
on those two targets, and then you are shooting through this little hole. Now, if you aren't at quite the right height or angle, you don't see the target. If you get the angle and height just right, you do see the target. Kind of. Sort of.
Three
If
hits.
your eyes want to just go
Is it 3
see
hits?
You got this. I'm thinking shotgun. Sorry.
This day ended up not being quite as bad for it as it was on my PCC day, so I get through that first one
Grab the little guy.
pretty quickly. Not really quickly, but, well, if you look at my other video,
On the blue dot right here.
be a lot worse.
Pistol. Good grip,
So,
straight arms,
I've
good
got
stance.
kettlebell
5 hits
out
on
of 3
each.
there.
You're gonna need a
And
reload.
need a reload on that pistol there. Reloads are always a little rough. They break your rhythm. But I get back into it.
Yep. Never safety.
Those targets really aren't very difficult. It's really all down to that far target down there. You can see it just a little bit with the angle that Mage gets.
Hi.
Certainly can see that target better, or at least as well as I could, there in person. Which should tell you how easy it is to see.
Wait, right, actually.
Somehow I had found the right angle when I was shooting at it the first time, and I could not find that again. I don't know
There you go.
if the light changed just enough.
Big
it did take me a
boy!
But it's just slow going. And I'm not really a fast moving creature to begin with. But here we go.
On the
we
red
bring
dot
the
right
last little bell
there.
up. It is really awkward to move.
There you go.
Oh, perfect timing.
Hard out. Cool.
At least I
At
got
least
the
you ran
kettlebell
the
up.
kettlebell all the way and didn't get anything for it. Bonus.
That's the important part.
180 and party.
Ready again. Sorry about that.
Ready.
Stand by.
Okay, we are coming in on the second last stage here. At least the course
There you go.
is more or less in full darkness. Well, not darkness, the shadow. Which is honestly visually easier than the brightness and then darkness contrast.
Next target. Same location.
No, same location. Same location.
You get all 3 targets.
All 3.
Go back down.
You got this.
Got a little ahead of myself there. Urban prone is a pretty awkward position here. Not one that I have a great deal of practice in. I do get a second try at it,
You got it.
doing
One more.
PCC the next day, and it goes a
All right,
little
let's
bit
go.
better.
Move. Safety.
Next position.
2-2-2.
2 on each.
As I recall, these cinder blocks were definitely more awkward to shoot from compared to the pallets there.
Cool, next one. Hey! Hey!
It's doable, clearly.
Hey! Hey! Alright, move. Oh, very tactical.
And I just scoot over, not gracefully at all, but honestly,
Whatever works for you. There you go. Gotta keep your shoulder down.
yeah, whatever works.
Hey! Yeah, this is where it's fun.
And I believe if you
reloading
had
kinda
0
sucks in this
misses,
position.
you could have done this
Yeah.
without a reload. But, yes. Apparently I had actually caused malfunction. Forgot about that one.
Hey! Alright, drop the mag. Clear your weapon. Alright, cool, let's go forward. Jump over whatever way you want. There you go.
Took the passive
Texas Star!
resistance there. Probably could have just hopped over an obstacle, but
Draw a load.
oh well. A bit of a better slinging there, though still really not a great slinging.
Position, straight on.
And I am
shoot.
almost out of time here. And, and there we go.
Oh,
Alright, clear your weapon.
almost got to the Texas Star.
Last stage of the day. The sun is setting. We are running out of time. And
Yeah, starting position slow, ready?
we are just trying to knock it out.
Right.
Shoot from the hip.
Shooter.
Start
if it'll
shooting
work.
from the hip.
Shooter ready! Stand by!
Immediately
From the hip.
do
From the
not
hip.
do what I am supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
that.
Back it.
But once I start doing what I'm supposed to do, I start having a series of malfunctions. For what it's worth, I'm not the only one. Apparently, a lot of semi-autos don't like being held this way. I don't know if there's a trick to it, but
Slide down.
lots of malfunctions on this section.
Just do the Velcro over. Velcro over.
I am being careful to secure my
Take the rifle off your head. Slap it on the table.
over here because I am about to hop over a wall. I don't want to be lazy about
Carefully
cashing
climb
at this
over.
moment.
Don't die. Do not just jump down.
Mage is cautioning me to avoid repeating the injury that I had last year.
Here you go.
And I get
Alright,
over
gas up that
carefully,
rifle.
but not gracefully.
Red port. 3 hits on each target.
Now I get to shoot through the ports. First the targets on the left and right. And doing those
Three on
through
the
the red
left,
ports.
three on the right.
And then in theory, I should be doing all of the small targets through that easier white port there.
Hey! Come to the
This
right.
position
Oh, this
is
is
a
Sparks,
little
that's not
awkward
late at
for
night.
me, and I get the hand in the way of the ejection port in a second here. Oh, there it is.
Is your hand getting away?
Ports are
mag
apparently the bane of my existence.
Rip it, rip it.
But we clear that malfunction,
Back it again.
and I get to keep
Okay.
going.
Leg back in.
Between the malfunctions in the front, my terrible jumping up that wall, and
Watch
my
your arm
malfunctions
position when
back
you're
here, I burn a lot of time for this course. This really isn't an issue of these being difficult targets here. It's just an
Alright.
issue of me being the problem. Not really the best way to finish, but
To the right.
you know what? I finished. I can't complain too much.
Hooray! Safe. And move.
Alright, got through those targets. Move on to the port to get the next ones. This one's a bit easier, but I am still shooting through a port, which is not my strength. At least there's a cool muzzle flash at this time of night.
2, 3.
Oh, and here's another malfunction. Right about now, I should be running out of time. Oh well.
Fire.
Okay.
Can we clear again?